help me welcome to the stage Sienna Stucke.
What if you could take a disgusting parasite that causes infection and turn it into something that could treat Parkinson's disease? Many of you have probably heard of tapeworms, flukes, or other kinds of parasitic worms that cause infection in pets, livestock, and even humans. These are called helminths. They've been around for hundreds of years, co-evolving alongside of us in our immune systems. They're able to release a variety of molecules and proteins that convince our immune cells not to attack them. This way, they can survive within the host for years and years, even decades in some cases. Sneaky, I know. But in certain areas where helminth infections were completely eradicated, there was a huge rise in inflammatory conditions like colitis or arthritis. So did these worms evolve protective effects against these inflammatory disorders? And can we use this for developing new treatments? So scientists first tested this using live helminth therapy, which involved having patients eat eggs, larvae, or live parasites in clinical trials for colitis and other conditions. And like Edward here, a lot of these people were really grossed out by this. A lot of others also had some of the side effects associated with helminth infections, unsurprisingly. So for a safer option, scientists started to isolate and purify these molecules released from these worms. This way, they could still alter the immune system, but they were no longer trying to eat you. So when I started my PhD, I came across hundreds of studies about these different molecules that could alter the immune system. But there was very limited evidence for this in humans. There was very few clinical trials of this. So I wanted to know, do these things actually work? So I synthesized these papers and found that overall, these helminth proteins could decrease disease severity in animal models of colitis, asthma, arthritis, sepsis, and others, but they've never been tested in the brain. Now, my background is in neuroscience, and my lab focuses on Parkinson's disease, so I wanted to know if these helminth proteins could protect the brain against inflammation. And in these conditions, like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, inflammation is a key driver of the damage to these brain cells called neurons. So if we can prevent inflammation, we can protect these neurons and hopefully improve the condition of patients. So testing this in the lab, I'm growing little brain cells in a dish and causing inflammation. Then I add in proteins released from the liver fluke to see if they have a protective effect. And so far, they do. By measuring inflammation, I'm able to see that these proteins can decrease inflammation in multiple different types of brain cells, which is really exciting. However, the brain's very complex, so I'll be testing this in more complex models throughout my PhD. But for now, it's really exciting to use an interdisciplinary approach to bring new therapies for brain disorders, even if they come from an unlikely source. Thank you.